Okay, so good morning. This is take 2 of our science video. I guess the first video was a little bit difficult to understand, so we're going to do a quick redo and see if this helps. So yesterday I asked you a question about why the worms come out of the ground when it's raining. And I had several of you comment about thinking that it was kind of wet inside the ground, and basically there was kind of the rain came into their hole, made no room for them, so they came out. So a lot of you are thinking that perhaps that the worms come out of the ground mostly because it's too wet. They can't be in their hole because there's too much water in their hole. There's not enough room for them. So I think there's some validity to that, meaning I think there might be something that's partially true about that. I think there's also some other things about that's happening around why the worms come out after it rains. But before we sort of go down that little wormhole, is that we also look at why are we talking about worms? So I want to step back because some of us are also thinking bigger about the worm picture that from the dog walking and them coming out after the rain. I know for myself, I was thinking about the fact that I don't really think about worms unless I see them after a rain. Sometimes I'm digging around in my garden, or the kids are doing things, or I'll see a bird catch and have a worm in its mouth, but I don't really think about worms. So I wanted to kind of take a minute to back up and say, what do we think about worms? Why are they there? How many are in the ground? How far down are they? My brain is really having a lot of wonderings about what is going on with these earthworms. So today I really want to step back and look at the worms and ask some of those same questions that you see if you have some of those same questions that I might be having. So let me just make sure my sound is off today. This is a video of some worms. Now, this is from Mystery Science, so we're going to go through this video later, but I don't want to hear what Mystery Doug is telling us right now. I just want to look at it and start to understand a little bit more about worms in general. So here is a picture of a pile of dirt or soil with worms in them. You can see there's a number of them. They vary in color and size, thickness. Let's just do a quick watch of it for a minute here. So worms, typically people will pick them up. They are harmless. They don't have anything that they are going to hurt you with in terms of stingers or toxic behavior, toxic anything really. So they are just harmless creatures that you can easily pick up and touch and what have you. So looking at these, just sort of watch their behavior a little bit. What are they doing? What do you notice about that behavior? If you need to, let me watch it one more time with you so you can sort of really take a look. Yeah, so there's lots of things happening in that video, and I want to just take a minute today and have you complete a quick activity around see, think, wonder. Now, those charts you've been familiar with before, you've worked on that. It's about what do you see. So what do you see in this video? What are you noticing about the worm? What are you noticing about the soil? What are you noticing about their behavior, the way they look, what they're doing? Here's a close-up video of it. Just sort of pausing here. This is a worm that they've just pulled out a blank screen. You can see they've magnified it here. You can take a look. I can see that there are lines here on this worm. It looks kind of brown and pinkish. I'm noticing that there are some darker spots versus some lighter spots. Um, I'm wondering, I see sort of two closed ends, one here and one here. I'm wondering which one is the head and which one's the end. I don't really know that it's clear. This one kind of looks a little more rounded. This one looks a little more pointy. Um, I wonder if they have eyes and a mouth and like an actual head. These are just things that I'm thinking as I'm watching this video a little bit. Um, I don't really know a lot about worms, I guess. So, oh, look, here's a worm. So I see he's moving from this side to this side. So I'm wondering, is that the head part? And I'm kind of questioning, how does he move? Look at the way he moves across. How is he moving across that, from that, I'm assuming, a white piece of paper? How does he move? So it appears that he's looking for something, and there's kind of this part that sticks out. What is happening with there? What do you think, or what do you know? Why is this worm out of the ground anyway? Why do they come out, right? But why is it also going back inside? What is it they're looking for? So today's activity is a simple activity in the sense of it's done a lot of what we've been thinking about already. Meaning we've done this See, Think, Wonder chart before. The See, Think, Wonder is, the C part is, what do you see? So I've put a picture up here of a worm. I've also put a picture over here of some castings. Now, what are castings? Castings are the part that come out of the worm. It's that poop of a worm. So what do you see, or what do you notice about this worm, this casting, this pile here, as well as the video that we played of the worms moving both in the soil and on the plate or on the white background? So you're going to make some noticings. I'm asking for 4 to 5 observations. Obviously, if you see more, I'm asking for you to go ahead and put those down, but a minimum of 4 to 5. I'm also asking for them to be very specific. Please don't tell me the worm is slimy. Well, you can't touch that, so you don't know. How do you know it's slimy? What do you see? What is it you notice, or what is that you see in the color? Don't tell me it's kind of small. I don't know what small means. Does it mean the size of a penny? Be very detailed in what you're writing. What do you think? What do you think this pile is there for? What do you think the worm is doing? What do you think the worm uses to move? Give me 2 to 3 good ideas. Again, good ideas, not just I think the worm is happy. That's not very good thinking. And I want you to be thinking about, what's that worm doing? Remember, our whole unit has to do with ecosystems. It's starting to understand why we have how things are connected within an ecosystem. So take your thinking and think about the castings, the worm, and the movement, and then also give me some wonderings. Now, wonderings are things that are specific to our topic. So this is about the worms, the casting, the ecosystem. Give me some wonderings, some questions that you're starting to think about in terms of this worm and our ecosystem. I'm looking for 2 to 3 questions or wonderings that you have after looking at all of the information we've been talking about. Now, again, we started talking about ecosystems and asked, what do things need to survive in an ecosystem? Remember, we started with our biosphere. We started talking about plants and animals. We looked at some plants and we looked at animals, what they need to survive. We started to look at leaves decomposing, and we started to look now here at worms. So how are all these things connected? What are you wondering in how we could take our research or our scientific thinking to turn this into something that might connect to our ecosystems? Now, that is your assignment for today. So thank you for watching all the way to the end, because this assignment is due today at noontime. I put noontime so that it shows up on your Google Calendar like I showed you on Monday, but again, take your time. If it's not done until 2 or 4 or 6 o'clock tonight, that's more than okay. It's more important that you're just going through and really giving me your best work that you can give me. Full sentences, capitals, watch your spelling. And as I said in the other video, since we're at the end, if you scroll all the way down, down, you will see that I have posted a small question on the 3rd page, and it asks, would you pick up a worm and hold it in your hand? Now, not a very big question, but it's just the idea of, are you listening to the whole video? Give me a quick answer, yes or no. Reach out if you have questions, and if I can help, let me know. Have a good one, guys. Take care.